and I drove for about 50-60 miles and just gave out.
One of y'all gotta go in.
Alright guys, so we are seconds away from seeing if this desk actually lifts.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Trae, and me and my fiance Jessica has been living in this 36-foot Jayco Eagle for a little over a year and a half now. But due to some unfortunate recent events, we faced a tough decision and decided to ultimately get off the road, at least for now. And if you're new here and you want to learn more about why we're getting off the road, here is a video. You can pause this one, go watch this one, and come back here and you'll be all caught up on everything. But for you guys who know and love this channel, you guys know that we are heading from Montana all the way back to Charlotte, North Carolina, which is gonna be about a 3-day journey. And that is going to be a long journey in itself, that's for sure. All right, Jess, you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a long drive.
Long drive.
This is our last travel weekend in the RV, and needless to say, the vibes are a bit all over the place. Mainly, I'm feeling heavy in tones of melancholy and, if I'm honest, frustration. Frustration because of just how a little over a month ago we were in the midst of planning our fall trip to Washington and Oregon, but now we're planning on returning home and getting off the road indefinitely.
Alright guys, it is time to do our annual light check. Last time. Alright, so what we're gonna do is just walk around, make sure everything is blinking, and let's see. Make sure this is good to go. Alright. Close that up just a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. Everything is blinking. Perfect.
I already have this feeling that this will take a very long time to overcome, but it's hard to face and deal with these emotions because we have so much to do in the next few days and weeks. Montana to Charlotte is about a 2,400 mile trip, which officially sets the record for Jess and I as the longest weekend trip we have attempted.
I gotta say, Jess and I are really gonna miss Glacier. If you guys have any want to come visit this place, do it.
Taking number 2 all the way around Glacier from Kalispell is hitting me right in the feels, but I am glad I get the chance to see this beautiful place one last time before hitting eastern Montana, which is apparently all open fields and prairie.
This is part of the highway here, and this is a gravel road. And we're just waiting for traffic to come on through. So time to get out and do a little stretching because we've been on the road for about 6 hours now.
I cannot believe this gravel road is a highway up here in Montana. And luckily, this road leads straight to a Dairy Queen.
Look who it is, bringing the first meal of the day. Pretty good meal though.
Also, can confirm, getting through Montana horizontally is almost on par with Texas. We have been driving all day and we are still in Montana.
So we have officially been on the road around 12 hours. It's about 8:45 right now, and as you can see, still a lot of light out. You can still see these northern summers I keep preaching about, but it is starting to catch up to me. So I'm gonna try to make it as far as I can tonight. That might look like 10, 11 p.m. We'll see.
At this point, Bismarck is still 250 miles out, and I'm seriously doubting if we can make it there. But with no game plan, we'll just have to keep on driving and see.
Did not make it too far. Made it to about 11 p.m. last night, and it's about 1:30, 2 o'clock now. And I just pulled over at this gas station over here and took a nap. So setting an alarm for about 2.5 hours. I'm gonna go get some gas, fill up, and get back on the road. And you know, if I can stay awake, I really don't mind driving at night. It's a little cooler, less traffic, so there are a few benefits, but the one con is just trying to lock in.
Day 1 resulted in knocking off around 700 miles, and driving this graveyard shift is starting to make everything blend together, fighting sleep until the first few rays of sunlight show itself.
Good morning. We have made it to the very eastern side of North Dakota. We're about to pass into, I think Minnesota's next. I believe that's the northern state. I'm not too familiar with my Midwestern states, as you can tell. The plan for the day is to make it past Chicago today and make it into Indiana. If we can find somewhere in Indiana to stay tonight, that would put us in a good spot for tomorrow. That would actually allow us to be into North Carolina by tomorrow night. And we're planning on staying at a Love's RV travel stop tomorrow night in Winston-Salem.
As we get closer to the East Coast, the states start becoming smaller and faster to pass through, and I'm remembering how green the eastern side of the US really is.
All right, guys, we have made it into Wisconsin. We are on the way back. I think we're getting close to halfway. I think we have like 1,100 and some odd change miles until Charlotte. Looking good to make Chicago by tonight, into Illinois.
As I head back east, one thought keeps playing in my head. How long until I head back west? As much as I love my home state and will always rep North Carolina, I feel like I belong in the West, where the outdoor culture and the weather is incredible. As the sun comes up and we start our third day on the road, we officially have 540 miles left until we are back home. We have West Virginia, and then North Carolina left on the schedule today.
We made it to our destination for the night. Full hookup.
Made it, and it's not midnight.
Praise God.
Though we got to North Carolina with plenty of the day left, we actually do not move into the apartment until tomorrow. So it's time to rest up and enjoy our last night ever in our Bluebird.
You know something I just realized? That this is probably going to be the last time we ever set this rig up. So, pain, or what it has to say, Spain without the S. Let's enjoy it, Jess. Let's enjoy it one last time.
Weirdly enough, I'm gonna miss the process of setting up, the anticipation of being somewhere new for the first time, while thinking of all the ways to explore on the weekends. It's crazy to think that life is gonna slow down for us, but if the RV life taught us anything, it's how to adapt to the current environment.
Good morning, guys. We slept good last night. Been able to sleep in a bed for the first time in like 2 nights?
2 nights in a row.
2 nights in a row, yeah. So we slept good, but it is oppressively humid outside right now. Like it is, we're not used to that, so that's gonna be a big adjustment. But Jess, are you ready to go looking at an apartment that we hadn't even seen in person yet?
Yeah, that we already signed for.
That's one of the biggest differences between out west and here is that humidity. Early in the morning out west, this would barely be dripping, but here in the east, that thing is full on, got condensate from the AC unit.
Today's the big day, moving out of the RV and into the apartment we hadn't even toured yet. Coming off a good night's sleep and only an hour to drive, it's time to head on down from Winston-Salem and get to work. Something else I should note, we're up on the 5th floor, so we will get a good workout in during all of this moving in.
All right, guys, so we just got here, and this looks to be the new setup for a while. Jess is inside. She's going to the leasing office, and she's going to go ahead, because I think they're going to take us on a little walkthrough first, give us our keys. Because like I said, we haven't actually seen this place just yet. It's very interesting. You know what's funny is we used to live right across the street. I'm not sure if you can see right over there. There's some buildings way over there. We used to live right over there, but they were building this one this complex as we were leaving about a year and a half ago. So that's what caught our interest, and they were doing like 2 months free. So we actually we took them up on the deal.
Interesting apartment life.
First time seeing this place in person. And maybe it's because we've lived in an RV for over a year now, but the first thing I noticed was how high these ceilings are. We signed for a 1-bedroom that comes with a den and a balcony, and we both love how the washroom is its own separate space. Here's the den, or the office Jess and I will be working out of, where the behind the scenes magic of the videos will take place. And right across, we have our balcony, which is about the same size as our last one. Luckily, Jess and I don't have to do this moving in alone.
You may remember him, Evan. He came and visited us out in Yosemite. He's gonna help us graciously move into our apartment.
The plan is to move everything out of the RV into the apartment in one day. We also added a storage unit for our bikes and outdoor gear, so it doesn't clutter up all the apartment.
Getting stuff moved in, slowly but surely. It's just so hot. Like it was, by 9 a.m. this morning, it was already like touching 80. I was like, this is gross.
It's up quick.
First, we're gonna start with the bed.
Cool.
Go ahead and get this moved out.
All right, how do
How did we get it in here? Listen.
like I think tip it up maybe?
Yeah. Oh, it's all sliding off that end, ain't it? Can we bend it around there?
Yep.
Hang on, I'm gonna push from this end. That's 3.
Just tall enough. It'll be annoying. Alrighty.
Thank you, Vivian. Bringing us Krispy Kreme. Plus, Jess and I forgot to indulge ourselves this morning with some breakfast.
Yeah, immediately.
Everything is almost in here, but it's a mess. We just forced everything in here by sheer will. And that's kind of what we're looking at right now. We gotta get a bed frame, we gotta furnish literally everything. But so far, liking the apartment, it's not bad at all. Can't really complain. It has its own washroom. Did I show you guys the washroom earlier? I believe I did, just in case. Get your washroom here. Get your hot water heater back there. And then Jess has her own den. Jess works from home, so she's good to go over here. She can decorate the space the way she wants. And Evan brought us flowers, so that was very nice of Evan. We got your balcony, so. Jess and I are gonna go grab some lunch because we haven't eaten anything all day besides those donuts, and we're gonna come back, finish everything up.
The first real meal in the apartment, Chipotle, and it is absolutely top tier food. If I'm honest, I just feel like I'm sort of giving up on the RV life, and just kind of feels like I wasn't creative enough to make this work. Right now, I'm taking it pretty hard that this is how the journey ends, that these are my new views that won't change every couple of weeks, and I traded the West for this.
All right, guys, it's about 9 o'clock, and I think we finally got everything out of the RV. It's kind of surreal, all this coming to light, you know, just all this just moving out, and you know, this is all I've known for the past year and a half, past 18, 19 months. It's gonna take some time to get over that. Good morning, guys. Somehow I caught a cold when we were in Winston-Salem, and have been sick for like the past a day and a half. I have no idea what happened. But today is a big day for us because we are going to dealerships. We had no bites on Facebook Marketplace or any serious bites on Facebook Marketplace for the RV. So dealerships is our last choice. How you feel about that?
I'm not looking forward to it, but we gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah, so we're getting rid of the RV today, and we are trading in the truck if we have time, because she has a new vehicle, and we'll show you guys what that is later on.
Mr. Trae is going to back up and get hitched up. So, we'll see.
Officially, the last ride with the RV. I just hope old Bluebird can find a good family to take her out and see some cool places in the future.
All right, friends, so we are now leaving, what is this, General RV?
Yeah.
And they were wanting to offer us, how much was it, $25,000.
Because the mattress is missing.
Because the mattress is missing. Initially, we had removed the original just because we had our own, and I'm picky with my mattresses, so I wanted to keep that, and so we moved it back out. Another thing that he said was just that the walls we had screwed in, like, you know, for pictures, to hang pictures, and my baskets that I had gotten for extra storage. And what else? There was something else. Oh, like the wall near the kitchen, and then the countertop. He said that it was sticky. I said, you just clean that. You take a wipe or something and you just wipe it down. And so that was gonna cost them $10,000 apparently. And so we said, no, thank you. The highest that they were able to increase it to was
Like 26.
26 or 27,000. And we were like, you know what? No worries. We'd rather just keep it in storage at that point, but
Yes.
we're gonna check in with Camping World and see what they can offer us, so we'll see. TBD.
All right, guys, time to see what Camping World's gonna offer, and trying to remain hopeful for this. So we're back at the apartment now, having to take care of the dogs. Hey, good boy. How you holding in there, by the way, Kenai? How you holding in there, man? They've been adjusting to the new apartment, so we came to check up on them, let them use the bathroom, and now the RV is with Camping World. They have 24 hours to inspect it and get back with us with an offer, but we do like our hopes a little bit better, or our odds a little bit better with Camping World versus the other place, because the starting price is a little higher. So the consignment is 44 and the cash offer was 38, and so they're going to go and inspect it and see what they can do. And I feel a little bit more comfortable because when we were asking them what the criteria was, he said it was stringent, but they're not looking for the things that the other place was looking for. They're just making sure the jacks work, the slide outs work. You know, there's no water damage in the roof, which there's not, and essentially that they can put it back on the market and sell it without too much cost to Camping World. So we'll see what their offer is, but we're gonna go ahead and move forward with trading in a truck and for Jess's new vehicle. So we're gonna see what that all looks like, and we may have a new vehicle by the end of the day. We're trying our hardest to be patient, but to also kind of move things along in order. Hey, now. Hey, good boy. Hey, good boy. Are you adjusting to everything pretty well, huh?
All in all, it took us about 3 days to find a place for all the little things we have, and around 2 weeks to furnish the apartment.
Good afternoon, guys. It has been a while since I've last talked to you, and it's been a while since we have moved into this place. It's been about 6 weeks now, so we moved in around like mid-July, end of July, like the 20th or so of July. It is now Labor Day weekend, and we'll get to that a little bit later as to why. And you know, you ever have that thing, like when you want to decorate a place, you have that idea in your mind, and you're gonna see how like close to that reality you can get to that dream that you had. That's the high Jess and I are kind of riding right now, because in my rental history, I have never come close to decorating a place to what I had envisioned it to. Either I would just give up halfway, or just, you know, just couldn't afford the idea, really, just honestly, because, you know, furnishing stuff like an apartment is expensive. But check this out. We have curtains, we have a Japanese futon bed frame. Also, Kenai is allowed in the bedroom. You know, Jess, for those of you who don't know, Jess is not the biggest proponent of having pets in the bedroom, but since we have all hardwood floors and all that good stuff throughout the entire apartment, I was able to talk her into it, and my boy he's got a little bed in the corner he sleeps in, so it's all good to go. And I actually did film the entire process of us moving in, but we would still be here in the midst of us moving in if I was to include all that. It would be like an hour and a half of film of just us moving in. Things are starting to slow down for us, you know, and the spending's starting to slow down, thankfully. But Jess and I are trying to adjust back to this new, or not so new, reality. Honestly, we're just trying to adjust back to what it was like before this crazy dream of living on the road. For the past month,
I've been getting out and trying new stuff like mountain biking at the Whitewater Center, and just creating new routines, which honestly has been a little tough, I would say. But guys, I'm gonna be honest, it sucks. It sucks not being able to be where we want to be when we want to be there. Right now, we're supposed to be, or originally slated to be, in Olympic National Park, kind of seeing that late summer, early fall action, and then making plans to go to Salida, Colorado to see the fall action and spending all the way through, I would think, December. We were planning on spending most of, or all of fall and most of winter in Colorado. But I do understand that there are a few things to look forward to while we're back here in Charlotte, like, you know, being close to friends and family and having a much better job in terms of pay, benefits, whatever. That is very, very nice. Honestly, I'm just trying to focus on the positive aspects of being back here in the sedentary life in Charlotte. But for a while at least, nothing's gonna compare to just waking up and being in the Grand Tetons or Yosemite's backyard. And a few of you may be wondering, well, what's next in life, you know? And honestly, I don't really have an answer. I don't have anything like a 5 to 10 year plan to be able to really concretely, confidently tell you guys, really. It's a new chapter of life, but there are a few things I do want to work on. That's a given fact for me. And one of those things is therapy, as I not even because we got off the road and X, Y, and Z, it's just because there's a lot of things I have in life been putting off, and that have kind of like resurfaced, you know. Some people may know what I'm talking about, some others may be like, what's this guy babbling about? But therapy is on the table as far as becoming a more holistic person, and the better version of myself that I do see myself becoming. And secondly, improving my financial literacy and my stability. Have you ever had this kind of like awakening to where you just, whatever age you are, like I'm 30, I actually be 31 tomorrow. By the time you see this, I probably will already be 31. But just have this awakening like, hey, I just want to check in and see how I'm doing compared to like my peers around me, you know, like, am I on track in life and stuff like that, or whatever. And everybody has different goals, right? But like, as a consensus, am I on track with my peers? And I started deep diving into financial podcasts back in October, and that really gave me like an awakening of like, hey, I'm a few steps behind where at least I think I need to be, right? So that just, you know, made me realize what changes I can make and what opportunities are really out there. And at the time, you know, on the road with the job that I had, which wasn't the best paying, it was just a customer service job that happened to be remote. At the time, I couldn't really do much about the action part of it because the RV life costs so much. Like, it does cost a little bit of money to be in an RV life. Now that we are going to make some financial changes, because ultimately that's what got us off the road. If it wasn't for finances, we would be in Olympic National Park right now. Now, we're not worst case scenario, but we're not best case scenario either. It was just a personal decision, like, hey, for a long-term financial future, this probably isn't where we should be right now, is on the road, especially given not just, you know, we lost the job. So that's my second thing I really want to work on. Thirdly, I really want to deep dive in improving my photo and video skills. For the past year and a half, I would say I've put hours, countless hours, into editing and making sure a film was ready for release on Sunday. And I did that with, I would grade myself as like an A- score, because there was a few weeks that I did miss when we went on vacation to Japan and around the holidays and stuff like that. But that's, to me, that's kind of to be expected. I mean, even at a job, you're gonna take 2 weeks off, or like, you're gonna have some vacation time. But that's to be expected. But, you know, while we were on the road, and I was so busy just editing and, you know, making sure photo sets and all that good stuff was released, I didn't really deep dive into learning more about the craft itself of making videos and learning new styles, or learning how to do this thing or that thing. That's what I really want to slow down and take the time to do now. I really think this is a good opportunity for me to be able to really improve my craft, because YouTube's not going anywhere. Spoiler alert, we'll get to that a little bit later. But I wasn't able to really learn the things that make videos truly great and enjoyable. Like when I watch my videos back now, like I think they're good, but there's a lot of room to grow as a creator on my end. But I will say, I was able to challenge myself in photography a little bit because, you know, you're shooting different landscapes just about every couple of weeks and learn how to edit and color grade those different landscapes. That was fun. That was absolutely enjoyable. And also in video, the one skill I did learn and become more comfortable with was talking to the camera, because for this, your boy was camera shy. I mean, for those of you who may know, there's a small fraction of friends who may be watching this and they know I've had like a hiking channel before this, and I watched those videos back. Super awkward talking to the camera. Like I don't even know, it was almost like a weatherman reporting live. Like it was kind of one of those situations. I kind of learned that don't even try to go find it. You would never find it. I'm gonna change the name to something nobody can find. It's gone. But anyways, that was one of the skills I become more comfortable with, was talking on camera. And I appreciate that, because it's been 6 weeks I've talked to a camera, and I came back, sat down with you guys today, and it feels like I'm back in the saddle, you know, like, and I really enjoy that. But I still have a ways to go to make this a true art form that I'm personally content with. For now, that's pretty much all I have my eyes set on: personal growth alongside improving my skills, so I can show up and make the best possible films that I can for you guys. So as you know, we sold the RV and the truck, and that was, oof, man, that was a very painful process. It's only a couple weeks fresh, you know, like it just happened a few weeks back, but that was a very painful process. You know, when we moved in, we only had one night that we could keep the RV here, and you know, we thought about all the possible ways that we could, at least in our brains, all the possible ways that we could keep the RV and the truck. It was probably more feasible to keep the truck, but we sold the RV, and we thought about like, hey, could we put it on some land? Could we store it? And the storage for, you know, the length, and if we wanted the climate control, which we probably would have, it was gonna, in our area at least, it's gonna run about $250 to $300 extra a month on top of the, you know, the RV payment to keep it until we pay it off. And that wasn't a very attractive idea, but ultimately we decided to offload it, sell it, because if we ever do get back into this life, and I was mentioning earlier that we probably are, it's either going to be a van or an Airstream. We just think that the fifth wheel life for us was a little too large, because we were more national park bound, and the truck, man, that was probably the most painful yet smoothest transition I've personally ever been through, or like deal I've ever made. Because the dealership was so happy to take that truck, and I was so sad to see it go. But one thing I am looking forward to is not spending $120 in gas, and that's East Coast prices. That's $100 a tank in East Coast prices. You go to California, $250, and you've also, I think some guy already noticed it, that the channel name has also changed as well. It used to be Trae and Jess, now it's under my name. So let's go ahead and get into that. And the reason for that is Jess is stepping out of the limelight of YouTube, and you guys are going to be hanging with me. So don't worry, nothing tumultuous has happened, but YouTube isn't really her thing. But she'll still be on the channel here and there, but primarily you guys are going to be hanging out with me, and we're going to be going on adventures together. So what kind of adventures are we going to be going on? And you know, I'm still trying to dial that portion in of where and what and how I want this channel to be in the future. I'm still working out those details. Of course, it's going to be local. And guys, we have no real means of travel. I mean, I could hop on a plane, but that's not going to be sustainable long term. But the bulk of all the adventures will be local here in Appalachia. But I say local, but we may try to sprinkle some international travel in. I know when we were on the road, we didn't really get to focus on international travel, but Jess and I love being able to go to different countries and see different things and all that good stuff. So we're one of those, you know, traditional international travelers, if you will. So, you know, in a few years down the road, we may try to introduce some of that back to the channel. But for now, what do you guys want to get into? The idea I have now is to do like 2 to 3 to 4 day backpacking trips to really bring to life the
beauty we have here in the Appalachia backcountry of North Carolina mountains, western North Carolina, Virginia, you got western Virginia, all the way up to Maine, right? So I'm thinking about trying to bring some of that to life right now. And the question I have for you guys is, would you prefer more of a like silent hiking ASMR kind of feel, or would you guys like the more cinevlog, kind of more action based, more personality based videos? Which ones would you guys prefer? And honestly, I can't believe how long it's taken me to finally sit down, because I've been working on this script since we moved in. Honestly, like this last portion, what I'm doing now, I have been working on this for the past forever, it feels like. And honestly, I'm sort of glad I gave myself some time to talk to you guys, because there have been several, and this is just transparency, there have been a few moments to where if I had to make a decision on the future of this channel, I would probably just delete everything, just scrap the whole thing. There have been a few crash out moments that I have had, a few moments that weren't my best, I would say, in the thought process of where I was. I was in a very, I'm still kind of there, and I was in a very dark place after like furnishing this place, because as we were furnishing this place and moving in and everything was so busy, I was able to kind of distract myself with all of that and just kind of mask everything. But once it slowed down and I had a few weeks between, us moving in and when my job started, there was a few weeks where it was just me everything just finally coming to surface and dealing with everything internally, and that was not a good spot to sit down and talk to you guys. I would have been, I don't know, I'd have been pretty negative, I would say. That's the best way I can put it. But I'm glad I took some time to really digest and talk to you guys about this in a more positive manner. And just going back to that, it's just like whenever I have a chance to talk about stuff like this, I can tell there's a lost look when you try to describe Yosemite, Glacier, Sedona, like these places. There's just a lost look on people's faces. And you guys who've watched my films, who've supported me, who've been here since forever, or if you've just found me, whatever, you guys have really, I've taken you through this journey, and we've gone on this journey together, and I really appreciate you guys being here and being able to, I can vent to you guys and kind of channel this energy that I have right now, letting me sit here and ramble with you. I mean, if you've watched all the way through this far, man, shake your hand, man. Like, I appreciate you letting me ramble, because typically I like to keep all the emotional stuff between just Jess and I. But, that's the RV life for you. It just really takes that hold on you, and when it ends, you're never ready for it. I'm just sad that it ended not on my terms this round. And I'm sorry that you haven't seen me in some time now. I did need to take a few weeks to myself, just kind of have fun, just go out and do what I wanted to do without a camera. I just needed those few weeks. And I'll try not to be a stranger moving forward. I promise you that. I will not try to be a stranger moving forward. And I've missed you guys. And I sort of cannot wait to take you guys on the next adventures. I'm really excited to be able to take you guys on some adventures, because while we were in the RV, I really wanted to make some of that a part of the channel about going on backpacking trips and all that good stuff. But with the dogs and not having, living in an RV, we just really couldn't do that, especially in national parks. And we only have a few weeks before the most beautiful season in North Carolina starts to happen, which is fall. So I'll see you guys in a few weeks. Peace, much love, and I'll see you in the next one.